Hey YouTube, I'm Bloodlust here, back with another album review. This time of an absolute classic album by one of my favorite bands. The name of the album is Overkill by Legends Motorhead. Of course, as you probably all know, Lemmy tragically passed away in late December of a very short battle with cancer. Very, very saddened by that. Guy was a fucking legend, just a heavy metal icon, even though he didn't like to call his music heavy metal. Just an absolute great, great guy. He'll be well missed for many years. This album was the band's second full-length studio album, and this album, in my opinion, is, way ahead of the debut in terms of like songwriting, and just the band really, really found their sound on this record. Now, the first album was good. I mean, it had moments of brilliance with the self-titled song Motorhead, Iron Horse Born to Lose, Lost Johnny was pretty good. A couple other songs as well really stood out on that album. But this album here is really where they reached their peak, in my personal opinion. Just way ahead of its time. This album was released in, I think it was like March of '79, and by that time, the only other band that really had this level of just heaviness and aggression was Judas Priest. This was before Iron Maiden, before the new wave of British heavy metal really started to kick off, and Motorhead just kind of took, the hard rock band of the '70s, like Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, Deep Purple, obviously Judas Priest, and they, in my opinion, had added a much more punk-influenced sound. And they had a very unique sound that, you could hear really all throughout their catalog, but especially on this album. Now, this, of course, features the original Motorhead lineup, the late, great Lemmy Kilmister on bass and vocals, Phil Taylor, who also tragically passed away, may he rest in peace, on drums, and Fast Eddie Clarke on guitar. So it's a trio here, and the CD I have right here is the 2001 reissue and remaster from Sanctuary Records. It was originally released on Bronze Records, but of course this is a reissue. Here's the back, picture of the band. And you can see here there's quite a few bonus tracks on here as well, which I'll get to when I get to the track listing. Classic cover art as well. So without further ado, let's get into the tracks. First up is the classic title track, which, again, way ahead of its time. Just a classic drum performance from Filthy Animal here. Nobody played that extreme at this time. You can maybe say, like, Simon Phillips from Judas Priest on the Sin After Sin album 2 years prior, but even then, he brought drumming to a whole new level with the just a unmistakable double bass sound, just a great performance he puts on here, and he really paved the way for like thrash drummers like Lars Ulrich, Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and so on and so forth. Just a really influential, and the song itself just fantastic, classic Motorhead. Great riffs. Pretty much the entire second half of the song is instrumental, and just really nice jam performance there. Great way to open up the album. Track 2 is called Stay Clean. This song really continues with the nice and fast and in-your-face pace that the first song set. Really nice song, nice and catchy. Has a nice groove to it, great riffs. Yeah, great song. And track 3 is called I Won't Pay Your Price. This is another very catchy song. Just Motorhead at their finest here. Simple but very catchy and very well played. Track 4 is I'll Be Your Sister, and this is one of my favorite songs on the album for sure. Just an awesome song. Very memorable. just a great song from start to finish. Just classic Motorhead. Track 5 is called Capricorn. Now, this is where the album really gets interesting for me because it's quite a bit slower than the previous 4 tracks, and it really shows a different side to Motorhead. And it shows that they, are not a one-trick pony. They really can kind of branch out and be different. Really, really good song in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely a little different. Takes some time getting used to, but once you can kind of open up your mind, it's definitely a really good song. Track 6 is No Class. Amazing. Great fucking song this is. It's short, sweet, to the point, very catchy one. I know I'm saying that a lot here, but it's, just a really, really well-played song from start to finish. Simple, but very effective. Track 7, Damage Case, another favorite of mine on the album. This song just smokes from start to finish. Great riffs from Fast Eddie Clarke here. I love Lemmy's vocals here. Also, his lyrics are very well written, too. Track 8, Tear You Down. Yet again, just, Motorhead being Motorhead here. This song just blazes from start to finish. Really nice musicianship from the guys here. And then we have track 9, Metropolis. Again, a slower tune, but still very, very well played. This song actually kind of reminds me of Lemmy's previous band, Hawkwind. Kind of has a little bit of that similar feel, which shows that he really hadn't fully shaken off his influences from that band yet. But anyway, just a really, really good song. And then we have the final track, Limb from Limb. And this to me is like the hidden gem on the album. It's the longest track on the album, clocked in at just under 5 minutes. And what really stands out to me is, first off, sort of the beginning of the song, which is very bluesy, starts off with a very bluesy riff. And then towards like the 2.5 minute mark, it just goes ape shit. It's a speed metal frenzy, and just really, really nice solos. Lemmy actually plays the very first guitar solo after the first verse is long, which I find very interesting. It's a good solo too. And then Fast Eddie Clarke comes in and just shreds it to all hell. Really, really good song. Just a great way to end the album. Like I said, a hidden gem on the album. And that ends the original album. Then we have some bonus tracks here. The first bonus track is called Too Late, Too Late, which was a B-side. And in my opinion, I have no idea why this song was not featured on the original album. This is a really, really good fucking song. Very fast-paced, just, blazing fast throughout. It fits really well with the album as well. I really don't know why this was not included on the original album, but just great song. And then we have the next one, which is Like a Nightmare, which was a B-side of the song, of the single No Class, and I really am not too keen on this one. I've just never really gotten into it. It feels kind of just weird, not a place. I usually just skip this song when it comes on. And then we have Louie Louie, which is an old classic blues tune, and in my opinion, this is better than the original. Motorhead putting their stamp on it and really, really showing that their blues roots, really. And then we have 2 more instrumentals here, which is, first up is an instrumental version of Tear You Down, which is kind of cool to hear, but of course I much prefer the one with vocals. And the last bonus track is an alternate version of Louie Louie, which I really don't care for. I much prefer the original version. That's pretty much it for this review. I'm going to give this album a perfect 10 out of 10. It is, in my opinion, Motorhead's finest hour. All killer, no filler on this one, ladies and gentlemen. I, listen to this album quite often, as you might imagine. Highly, highly recommended. Pick this up. Absolutely essential for all fans of hard rock and heavy metal. And I'm going to end this review now. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you later.